Just when you thought the Jehovah's Witness organization couldn't pander more to young people, couldn't be any more cultish, couldn't stoop any lower, they released this new video based off this Song 51 in the Sing Out Joyfully songbook, titled "To God We Are Dedicated," and this is a sort of kids version. The Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing this for several years now. They have, children sing the songs from the songbook, and it's kind of like a kids bopified version, but they don't change any of the lyrics. They just have young people sing it. The issue with the song is that it is encouraging young people to get baptized to an organization to make a lifelong decision at the ripe old age of 7, 8, 10, 12 years old. Not a good idea, children. Please do not, I repeat, do not baptize yourself as a Jehovah's Witness at all, but certainly not at the age of, childhood. And we're going to, while we watch this video, we're going to uh, kind of follow along with the lyrics. Like we'll play some, and then I'll pause it to actually sit down and think about this stuff that you're chanting and group chant in the Kingdom Hall, singing with your voice, rejoicing to Jehovah, as they say. To actually focus on what you're singing, because there's all that uh stuff that's in the background, all these lyrics, you don't think about it, but subconsciously it is affecting you and is really just contributing into the brainwashing that the organization puts upon its members. So let's watch this video together to see what goes on. Man, to God we are dedicated. Is that true? Is the organization asking children to be dedicated to God, or the rules and the organizational establishment and the 8 men in New York and upstate New York? Which one is it? What could it be? Anyways, let's watch this video together. It's cute, this little animation. I do like this. It's really cute looking. That is true. Okay, so here you go. Kind of pause right here. Right from the get-go, these children, they're studying the Enjoy Life Forever, which is the new study guide. Not something these children are probably studying here to get baptized. That this is a book that is one of those things, not something that a parent studies with their child, like, before they go to bed or for family worship. This is like with the aim to get somebody baptized, really indoctrinated. Well, growing up, I never studied, like, for example, what does the Bible really teach with my parents. I studied that with another brother to get me into the steps of getting baptized, which I did, and I was raised in the organization, so they don't really ask much. Like, once you're ready, and that's it. But what they're studying here is a little more advanced than what I was studying at the time. And think about this: you as a child, you're looking in this book and you're seeing all these experiences, and really they show only the worst experiences. People who have gone through, like, traumatic events, lost their family, and they found refuge, they found help in the organization. These are really bad examples because they don't show the thousands of lives that have been affected negatively. They don't show all the baggage that the organization brings to them. These videos only show one side. It doesn't show both sides of the story. And in reality, there are so many things that could help these people through their traumatic events. There are groups. There are less culty religions. There are friends, as a matter of fact, just good friends. There are people out there that can help you. There's counseling. There's psychiatrists, mental health resources. So there's a lot of resources, but sadly, people, get in the wrong place at the wrong time and fall victim Really, it's what it is, because witnesses, in a sense, are predators preying on those who are brokenhearted, right, and down on their luck. They get preyed on, and they fall victim for this, and they're just suckers. And it's not their fault. Heck, it's not even the witness's fault because that's what you're taught. I mean, I was a part of that too at some point. But these children, they only see these really bad examples of people who are at the bad place at a bad time and became witnesses. And it has nice drawings in the book and stuff, but in reality, it's just conditioning them to see a lot of these things as normal and to be expected, and it only shows them one way to live, so they only will know Jehovah's Witness stuff. So that way, they never will question it. If you raise and start them young on this stuff, they will be less likely to question it in the future and see like its logical fallacies and see how weird it actually is once you step away from it. When you're young and you see this, it's completely normal. Like, you don't even bat an eye at it. So let's keep going. By the way, like, I was studying my book of Bible stories, like the yellow book, back in the day, and they're studying this. So I don't know. It's kind of traumatizing, the pictures we had in that book. Okay, so the first few lyrics there are, to Christ by our God Jehovah we have been drawn to be his disciples from now on. So there's establishing, the whole baptism that you're going to be his disciple from now on, that you're drawn in. How are these children drawn in? By the parents' good example or by the parents indoctrinating their children to believe this is the best way to live? That is what it is. It is definitely not being drawn in if your parents are teaching you this from childhood. Okay, there you see that these children, they're active, doing his personal study. She's witnessing, preaching, door to door ministry, whatever you want to call it. And the boy, he is, doing a Bible reading, so they are active in the congregation. Uh, these are things that most of the time, as a child, as a witness, if you didn't want to do it, guess what? You're dumb out of luck. You had to go into the ministry because it was just what you had to do, whether you wanted to or not. So again, we see the lack of choice, lack of resources, and only falling it back into the organization. There are no options as a child. You only know one way of life. Okay, so the lyrics from when I paused it that last time when I read the lyrics is from Jehovah's lofty throne, how the light of truth has shone, in our hearts our faith has grown, our lives we vow to disown, which is kind of wild. Thinking about it, think about this. You're saying you're disowning your life, that you've seen Jehovah's lofty throne, and you see how it's the truth. Your faith has grown. So you've reached that point, your faith has grown so much. All this brainwashing and ministry and then all this repetition, uh, becomes just so much a part of your routine. And you get so much, of this false zeal from it that you decide to disown your life to not Jehovah, not to Jesus, not to God, not to Allah, not to Yahweh, but to an organization run by 8 men. It's insane. But you as a child think you're dedicating your life to God so you can live in paradise or in heaven or whatever. You think that you are going to live in a perfect world with your family. These poor children, they don't have any resources. They're not even allowed to Google the organization. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to look at a quote unquote apostate information because there's a fear that you will learn the actual truth about the truth. So if you only see one side of the story, you don't get the full picture. These children are about to make the worst decision of their lives, other than buying an American car. Oh gosh. Oh, and by the way, I've said this again before to songs, and I know this is kind of a tangent, but I do not think Jehovah's Witnesses, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania, I don't think they understand that when you write a song, you have to have a hook and a catchy chorus. These songs are not catchy. They do not stick in my head. I don't remember any of them, which is a problem because if Armageddon were to happen and I was a child, I wouldn't be able to remember any of the lyrics because these songs are terrible. Okay, so here they are. If I'm not mistaken, this is them doing the questions for baptism. That's what it looks like. I may be wrong. Do not quote me on this. I don't remember the looks of the books. It's been several months, but that's what it appears like to me. And you see the way that this is the subtle stuff that they do. That the lyrics here are, to God we are dedicated, this is our choice, in him and in Jesus we now rejoice. Look where they have their hands. It is right there in their chest. Like when you say, oh, this is mine. Oh, this is my choice. They are they are so far deep. At this point, it's too late. And of course, this is just a drawing animated, but this is what it's encouraging children really to get baptized at a young age. I mean, to God we are dedicated. This is our choice. What choice is there if the only other option is death and Armageddon? Anyways, there they go, doing public ministry, which is the least useful forms of preaching. Easy way to get hours: go stand in front of a cart, gossip with your neighbor, with your partner, and see the good results that you get. I'll tell you right now, you will not get jack shit doing this. Sorry, but it's true. This is just not. You see, in here, if when you, the issue is, I'm just flabbergasted every time I see these videos. I get something else. Ooh, parents, like adults, when they see children preaching, they might, and they don't know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses. They're like, "Oh, look at this child. They care about the Bible and this and that," not knowing that this child is bamboozled into preaching. They've been brainwashed and confused into doing this stuff. It's not their choice. As a child, I much would have rather play video games than do all this door-to-door ministry I used to do. I was a child before cart witnessing. That's when I was like in my early 20s that cart witnessing became a thing, like 20 years old, something like that. But still, there's no option for them. And of course, some adults will be like, whoa, look, children, and be interested in more the children than the message, really. Okay, and then the subtle message too in the images. We'll look at the lyrics for a second, but like, oh, being a Jehovah's Witness will make you a better person. You will be more lovable, more loving, more caring. You'll take care of elderly, help them cross the road. I don't know. And then on the right, you'll clean the hall. I suppose what that is. Although the hall has different benches, so they might do it a little different in whatever country this is. Probably an African country. Um, but it's like, oh, you'll be a good and happy person. The lyrics, in prayer we have come before Jehovah to say, we'll serve him forever and obey. Yes, that loving creator of yours who sent, these men who just happen to be mostly American to lead an Armageddon and kill millions of people in the after the Great Tribulation. Yes, very loving creator we got here. Serve him and obey him, with chains shackled and all to this Bible's message. Sure, okay, yeah. Um, so, uh, I will tell you one thing. As a witness growing up, you are never really this happy. This is a facade and a fake and a lie. This is not true. I was never this happy cleaning the hall. I mean, I was happy when they gave me food after cleaning the hall, but Never like just doing it. No. Okay, so again, the lyrics, it's a joy beyond compare, one that we are glad to share, as Jehovah's name we bear, and kingdom truth we declare. The organization really doesn't get a lot of productivity and a lot of numbers at baptism studies, based on door to door or cart witnessing or informal witnessing for that matter. A lot of the numbers, a lot of the growth is internally because of children. They know that at some point it will dry up, and then they're just going to cherry pick a Bible text that says, oh, no one will reject, they'll reject the message, whatever Bible text. There's a Bible text for everything. The song, the lyrics say, it's a joy beyond compare, one that we're glad to share, as Jehovah's name we bear, and kingdom truth we declare. It is not a joy. It is definitely not a joy beyond compare. That is not what I describe it as. Conventions sucked. Ministry sucked. Everything sucked as a witness, especially as a child. And especially as one who gets baptized and makes a terrible decision at the age of 10, 12, 8, who knows. And they're baptized. They did it! They bit the bullet! No, no, there is no rejoicing. Once you become Jehovah's Witness, you have signed off your life to an organization that will use you as a resource, not view you as a person. Now, especially if you're a sister. Gosh, I cannot tell you how little the organization actually cares about sisters. They barely even hide it, okay? Brothers have a bad rap because you have all the privileges and you have the assignments. Sisters don't really have much. But sisters' opinions do not matter. They are shooed away as if they were not important because that's how they're viewed, as not important. So please, those last lyrics, to God we are dedicated. This is our choice. In Him and in Jesus we now rejoice. Please don't make that bad choice. I beg of you. Please. Save yourself the trouble. I mean, come on, look where I am now. Having to hide myself. Not for long, at some point I will reveal my true self, but not right now. Anyways, I just wanted to go over this wacky ass video with you guys. I mean, come on. Like, do we really have to try to to convince children to be part of this cult? Come on. Let them live their lives, and then as an adult, they can decide whether they want to be part of that terrible organization or not. They will be more informed. They will be completely, their brain, their neurons will be all connected at that point, and they can make a decision for themselves, but not as a child. As a child, you're not allowed to sign a legal document. So, that being the case, why should they be able to decide what religion they want to be for the rest of their lives? No. That is just unequivocally wrong. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and the notification bell to get all the other videos. Check the links down below, and you'll also see my Twitter and whatever link is also there. Take care, and see you guys in the next one.